My loving people, this video is going to give you a little background information on the family roles and dynamics of the people I'm going to be discussing on this channel. We come from a two-parent household, 5 girls and 1 boy, mostly 2 years apart, except for 1 year in between the male and the next female. We're going to start off with the father. The father is the identified patient. Everything revolved around the father. The father got the biggest piece of chicken. Nobody ate before the father. Everyone had to be quiet while the father was asleep. The father was also a weekend alcoholic. On Friday and Saturday, he was drunk as a skunk or toe up from the flow up. However, come Monday morning, father was at work. Father was a hard worker. Father was a very hard worker. Father did what he needed to do to take care of his family. That is one thing I admire about father. He was a very hard worker, and I admire that in all males even today. Father comes from a family of 11 children, and he is the youngest. Next, we'll discuss the mother. The mother is, in my opinion, a narcissist, but the mother is apathetic and she's organized. She is codependent. She's an enabler to the father. The father would go to work, bring his check home to the mother. The mother would give my father his drinking money, and she would handle the bills. We ran a tight ship at my house. My mother was very organized. She was very efficient. She handled things very well, but she was very uncaring. She showed no emotions. I don't remember too many hugs or I love yous. Mother was an only child with 4 step siblings. Next, we're going to come to my siblings. The first one is the eldest daughter archetype, Cheryl. The first female. This is Big Sis. Oh my goodness. I adored Big Sis. Oh, by the way, I'm going to let you know what the fruits mean at the end when I combine them all together. But Cheryl, I admired Cheryl. Cheryl was my first female role model that wasn't an authority figure. In the 70s, when afros was in style, she had the baddest afro that I ever seen, not a hair out of place. And she was a little thickums also, and I just thought she was so pretty. Her role in the family would be the caretaker. She was kind of parentified child. I remember her cooking our meals and mom leaving her in charge over us. She wasn't exactly an authority figure, but she was the one in charge. Cheryl is also a drama queen. I mean, wow. She is an actress. That is Cheryl. My memory of Cheryl is her slapping me to the ground for taking her records to school. And it's my fault for bringing it up. That's my trauma to deal with, but she laughs about it to this day about how she slapped me to the ground. I tried to unalive her, and we had to be separated. But Cheryl. Next, we're going to go with the favorite child's persona. This is Ella. Ella is the second female. Ella is the HNIC. If you don't know what it means, look it up. For all intents and purposes, we're going to call her the head narc. Ella is the golden child. Ella is the thinker. Status by going off to college and getting her degree and making lots of money. So the money is the power. My memory of Ella, I didn't want her to go off to college. By that time, she had become the parentified child. I remember her now making our meals and washing our clothes and I, my memory of Ella. Oh my goodness, I adored Ella. Ella was my golden child. I looked up to Ella. I admired Ella so much until the fateful day when I did challenge her authority against me. I didn't kiss the ring. I bowed, but I didn't kiss the ring. And I got so upset. That's why I'll never challenge Ella again. I got so upset. I'm talking about snot flying, crying, feet pacing, heart racing. I was on the verge of a stroke and a heart attack all at the same time. It was just too much. I'll never confront Ella again. But yeah, that's Ella. Now we'll move on to Earl. Earl is the Jester's Complex role. Earl is the only male. Earl is the mascot, the clown, the hero, the liar. Earl was a bane in my childhood existence. Earl would pick at me, taunt me, tease me, just do any little thing to irritate me. I ask Earl to this day, why was he so on me so much? Earl says he's a different person than he was back then, and we just had to accept that and move on. And I can do that, but Earl is also a liar, a shyster, a conniver, a cheater. I just can't. I can't with Earl. Next, we have Carla, the manipulative helper, the third female in the bunch. Are only a year and 6 days apart. So I guess my mother was considered fast. Carla is the rescuer. She will help you. Very helpful. She was the invisible child. She kind of faded into the background, but she was very sneaky, a sneaky manipulator. She was the kind of person that would throw the rock and hide her hand. If she was like, you should tell them to, or you should do that, or I wonder if she was very, very manipulative. But she will help you. She will help you. She helped me get to my mom's funeral, and it wasn't 2 months later until she was pressing me on when I was going to make my first payment. But anyway. Oh, I got my first joint from Earl, and I got my first hit of crack from Carla. Okay, then next is the burdened truth teller. That's Christy. Christy is the fourth female. She is the knee baby. Christy is the truth teller. Christy is the scapegoat. Well, I wasn't really blamed for stuff per se, but I do fit that scapegoat role. I was the lost child. I was kind of in my books in the fantasy world. If my siblings described me, they would say I was dark, I was weird, I was strange, I was sensitive, I was stubborn. And for psychologists, I wonder why it can't be two truth tellers in the family? Why come the family can't have two people having the same dynamic? That's something I'm curious about. Anyway, I digress. That's me, Christy, the burdened truth teller. Anyway, let's move on to the youngest multifaceted identity, which is Cherry. Cherry is the fifth female. Cherry is the baby. Cherry was my baby. Oh my goodness. Cherry, I envied Cherry because Cherry always had a birthday party every year. And I think I had a birthday party once in my young childhood that I gave myself. My birthday falling on New Year's. It wasn't their fault my birthday fell on a holiday and everybody was hungover from New Year's Eve celebration. So yeah. I envied Sherry because she always had a party. My mom always combed her hair. Sherry was the baby. When I was in second grade, it was my job to walk home during my lunch break to get Cherry, and walk her to school. And Carla and Earl was also in the same school. You would think they would ask Earl, the male, but no. It was Christy's job to walk home from school and get Cherry during lunch. Coming up, Cherry was the problem child. So many times I trying to find her from stopping skipping school. I was her protector. No one messed with Cherry. Cherry is also always the victim. Looking back, she became the caregiver to my mom. She was the martyr. Cherry is always the mediator. She want to go to this one and she want to go to that one and she want to try to make things okay. And Cherry, the one who I love the most, my memory of Cherry, I remember being picked on because I was bucking the family system because I outgrew Carla in clothes, so the hand-me-downs had to come to me first, and I was getting picked on and teased and taunted because I was bigger than Carla, and I just wanted to run away and hide, and I ran and hid up under the desk, and Cherry came and found me, and I seen her little face crawl up under the desk with me, And she said, she said, she said, it's okay. She said, it's okay. You're not fat to me. I'll be your friend. Oh, oh, she was locked in with me from that point on. We were locked in. Out of all my siblings, she was the one who I loved the most. And she is the one who, looking back, has did the most damage. She has done the most damage. But that was my baby. That was my baby. We were supposedly twins because we look alike. She was my baby, and she actually was the one who revealed to me what happened. She revealed to me what happened, but I haven't said anything. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going no contact now. But oh, I digress again. Okay, that is the family dynamic. That is the family dynamic of my family of origin. I am the fifth child of six, the fourth female of five. Now, I want to tell you what these fruits mean. I chose these fruits because I chose the pineapple for my dad because he has that stickly, prickly outside with the flesh underneath with a hardcore in the center, hardcore. I chose a coconut for mom because mom is the toughest nut to crack. The toughest nut to crack, and she got that hardness inside, but there's a liquid in the center. There's a liquid in the center. I chose a banana for Cheryl. Cheryl is fake. This is man-made food. All along, I thought bananas was real. Come to find out, bananas is man-made and not the original banana. But Cheryl, I chose a banana for Cheryl because she's so fake. I chose a mango for Ella because the mango is a little bit more expensive and we don't eat mangoes very much. It took us a long time to even catch on to mangoes, but yeah, mango for Ella. Earl, I chose grape for Earl because I thought about that saying, you ain't gonna bust a grape. And when I think about Earl, that's what I think. I could just squish him. I could stomp him. Oh, but if you stomp the grape, you could come up with some pretty good wine. So Earl is a grape. Carla is an apple. Common. All varieties, any variety, apple. Carla is an apple. A delicious apple. Christy, papaya or pitaya. Pitaya is dragon fruit. There was not even an emoji for papaya or pitaya. Nope, I chose that for Christy because nobody wants that. And it's expensive and it's rare and it's exotic and nobody's ever heard of it and it's delicious. And then there's cherry. I chose cherry, of course, because she's cherry. But she's also a delicious little fruit, the little fruit you just pop into your mouth and enjoy. That's why I chose cherry for cherry. But all right, anyway, this has been a long video, voiceover video. Thank you all for watching. And if any psychologists out there want to use my family for a case study, by all means have at it because we have all manner of dysfunction and toxicity in this family. And I just want to tell the truth and put it out there. Maybe somebody else can look at it and, get something else that I'm not seeing or telling me where I have went wrong. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for future videos. Like, comment, subscribe. And that's my time. Peace.